Hi. Just a fat boy who refused to buy a proper chair and wasted $100 or so he not only has 3 chairs in his room, well 4 chairs if you count his legs too, but also has to justify the cost by making a YouTube video that will probably only earn him back 30 cents here. It seems like everybody on the internet tells you that cheap gaming chairs are just cheap Chinese junk parts assembled together to give you back pain, and buying a cheap office chair is way better. Well, here's the absolute cheapest gaming chair I got for about 60 Singapore dollars or about 45 freedom money, which I had been sitting on for about a year. And here's another cheap office chair that can also be found for about the same price on the same e-commerce platform, which I sat on for a week. Too long didn't watch, they're both not good, and I wouldn't recommend people buy either of them. But if you have to, the office chair would technically be better, as it's less likely to give you back pain. And their contender! My office chair that I think was bought for also about 45 egos, and it lasted a good more than 10 years. Technically, I could perhaps change the rusting screws and the piston, but when disassembling the chair, I was a little bit afraid that the inside cushions were disintegrating. So yeah, feels like a waste, but to the dumpster it goes. But it did provide a value of 6 hamburger money per year, which is hard to beat nowadays. Now, the first replacement is the cheapest gaming chair by SeatZone, which by the way has been banned or frozen by Shopee. This SeatZone chair is now being sold by another shop. You can also find the brandless version of this exact same chair from whatever platform you use, because they probably all use the same OEM. And well, from far it looks okay. There's a headrest, a lumbar pillow, armrests, adjustable height, a reclining feature, and it's even got a leg rest. But after 1 year of use, you see this line here? This is what upper back pain looks like. All the foam just dropped downwards and there's no more support. Opening the headrest pillow reveals this cheap looking, probably some kind of artificial cotton thing. The lumbar support honestly does nothing, and they have this weird thingy inside, which is apparently supposed to be some massage vibration thing, like nobody is really gonna use this thing, right? The leg rest is the cheapest feeling component. And we have the worst part. This isn't something I can solve using WD-40 or something. It sounds like it's the metal frame inside that's making this noise. The backrest is connected to the armrests here instead of to the seat base, and this is how it looks like on the inside. It feels less stable than it has to be, and this ties into the reclining feature that's always talked about but nobody practically uses. You have to press these 2 buttons by the side, and then of course, the leather is already peeling. PU leather, vegan leather, or whatever they market it as, it's just cheap plastic. Probably the only good parts are the piston and the legs. Those are as solid as they should be, which I'm guessing because chipping out on them would give you those exploding chair scenarios. 45 cowboy money, given the usage over 1 year, garbage value. So you're probably wondering how I even survived 1 year with this. Well, you can make almost any chair ergonomic by adding a proper lumbar pillow, adding a seat cover, replacing the headrest, and strapping on soft pillows as armrests. But the sound proved to be too much and it's time for a new chair. The benchmark being my good old office chair. Extreme value. Doesn't give back pain. Even today, everything still feels solid. Problem is that it's old, there's no headrest, and there are practically no adjustments. Which means it's only good for office work and not relaxation. 1 out of 10 story time. My original plan was to try out and buy a proper mesh office chair from one of those OEM brands, but like actually proper. With the IT show at Suntec, now aka the furniture show where they have chairs, vacuum cleaners, and air conditioners, it's the perfect time. But I didn't end up buying any of them, as you already know. Turns out, after spending a few hours just sitting around and adjusting everything at the IT show, I just couldn't get used to the plastic feeling of office chairs. All of the headrests just feel either too hard or my head will just rest on the plastic frame, which is super uncomfortable. And for a chair at home, it's normal to want to relax and sometimes place your hand further back. But the frame is hard plastic, so whether it's something like the Hinomi H1 Pro or the Herman Miller Aeron, leaning away just means that you'll be resting your arms on hard plastic. Yep. The official retailer for Herman Miller was close to Suntec, so I sat there too. Office chairs, just not meant for you to relax, but to make sure you sit properly and stay awake so you can continue slaving for your boss. Yes, I know office chairs like the Hayworth Fern or the Herman Miller Embody would meet my requirements, but those are also thousands of dollars. So I was kinda underwhelmed by the options in the few $100 range that I thought, if a $45 chair can last me 10 years, why not buy another one? Right? And yeah, this chair looks good. It's got the adjustable parts. People are saying it's worth more than it looks. I found some people are even selling it for $100 on Carousel. Then I go on Taobao, and I found the same exact chair for 40 Singapore dollars with free shipping. Context: Taobao, that is the original Chinese AliExpress, has a promotion where if you buy a bunch of stuff until you accumulate 245 yuan, there's free shipping to Singapore. But there's rarely heavy items. It's always small lightweight items like small electronics or tea, cause shipping costs, right? Except this seller somehow has it, and after I bought it, the seller removed that listing and relisted it without the promo. So that wasn't supposed to come with free shipping. I found a mistake, a deal that wasn't supposed to be there. And yeah, the chair arrived like this without any packaging in the box. I think I fucked up. But actually, it doesn't look bad. This mark isn't me, I swear. But this doesn't sit bad. It's comfortable. The lumbar support is somehow exactly where I needed it. I don't get any pain sitting on this. And the armrest being adjustable this way makes keeping it easy and opens up some positions for relaxing. But everything feels cheaply made. $45 today just don't feel the same as 10 years ago, man. The cushion feels like straws, like literal straws. The plastic feels hollow. And when I lean on one side, the whole chair bends. When assembling the chair, some parts just don't feel drilled in the right place, so some parts are super hard to screw in. There's no quality control for this thing, and the screws themselves are even being chipped, as you can see here. There are parts of the plastic where there are sharp protrusions, so I have to sand it down myself. As I sit on this for a week, it felt more and more like one of those plastic red chairs with a little bit more function. Which honestly, those red chairs cost more than I thought. $13! Look, it's called the Royal VIP chair. Like, no way! This marketing copy is way better written than how cheap this plastic chair feels. Versatile and comfortable sitting solution, designed for optimal support and comfort. Sleek and timed. Side tangent over. There's this rocking function which you can turn off by pushing in the lever to lock the mechanism. But it's literally just a straight piece of loose metal, so sometimes while staying upright, I will just lean back slightly and then whoo! But honestly, it's an okay chair if you are light and sit on this for maybe only 2 hours per day. It's got all the functions and some ergonomic design of more expensive office chairs. It's just cheaply made. I can't find a reason to give or throw this, but there's also no reason for you to buy it. Just a shame that they don't make cheap office chairs the same anymore. The other old office chair my family is using is still going strong. Aside from the pistons requiring change, it remains solid without any major squeaky noises. Conclusion: avoid cheap gaming chairs at all costs. A cheap office chair is less likely to do damage to your body, but honestly, it still isn't worth it today. Unless you can be present at the store and try the chair, do not buy cheap chairs as they will cost you more per year. If budget is tight, I would suggest looking at the second-hand market. People tend not to be interested in boring things like office chairs, so sometimes you can get really expensive ones cheap. And if you're in a rich and consumerist country like Singapore, you can even find perfectly usable, good condition chairs that people are giving for free. Just of course make sure you can transport and deep clean them. So that was the mistake. That brings me to the third chair I now have in my room. And that's a story for the next video, where we'll be talking about OEMs, what SecretLab will be without the marketing, gaming chairs and ergonomic chairs. Because everybody tells you don't fall for the marketing of gaming chairs, but nowadays, ergonomic chairs are the same. This isn't a chair channel, so don't feel obligated to subscribe. But you know the YouTube thing to do if you want to help recoup my $100. Or toss me a coin at Ko-fi.